Parking Panda does for consumers is pretty straightforward. We allow drivers to go online, order their mobile phone, find and reserve guaranteed parking in advance. The idea being, you plan everything else in your life, right? Tickets on Ticketmaster, dinners on OpenTable, business meetings in the city. Parking's the last thing you do before any of it, but it's always the most unknown. It's very difficult, especially if it's, people always say it's an idea for an app, right? And the thing I will say is, if you're not, you need to do one of two things. You either need to teach yourself to do it, right? You need to be able to, even if you're not great, you need to be able to write enough code to build the first version, to get it going, to have something, or you need to, establish yourself as a part of the community, help other people, just get involved, be a part of, the kind of world of technology, right? Because if you just have an idea for an app and you can't build it and you're also not a part of the community, it gets really hard to get started, to know what to do without that support structure. So building a good support structure, I think, is the biggest thing. I mean, I've learned a lot from mentors and people who've done it before, but I've probably learned even more from people going through the same thing as us. Anything with a startup, it's a roller coaster, right? There are a lot of highs and a lot of lows. It's very hard. And I think that in itself is one of the biggest challenges. And that also, the kind of conception of startup from the outside, and people assume, like, we've raised money, we've been around for a while, all this stuff, like, therefore you're successful. And then at the same time, being inside, the concept of startup success is like billion-dollar valuations and IPOs and things like this. So stepping back and actually both appreciating what you've accomplished over time while still maintaining kind of focus on the future, balancing those two things is one of the most difficult things to do, especially as a founder or even as an employee. You're constantly forward thinking, so you're like, oh my God, we have so far to go. And it's hard to appreciate what's actually happened over the past few years.